Greetings, comrades. Reformed Stoic here. And I actually put together something a little bit special for you today. Basically, over here, I have my DVD collection. It's, still pretty small. I've just been starting it over the last 6 months or so. Actually, no, that's a lie. I've started over the last month. I've just recently started accumulating DVDs, movies that I enjoy for whatever reason. Now, this isn't like fashy movies 101, no propaganda in any of them. No, these movies have propaganda, and they're just my favorite propaganda, nostalgic feels. And, honestly, if you're aware of propaganda in films, watching propaganda isn't the worst thing in the world, The last couple of years, I was hitting the books very heavily, taking a little bit of time off from that. I'm still stuck in that man in the high tower. I just can't really give a shit about it anymore. It's like, yeah, that's in Hitler's world where the Nazis won. That's badass. Everything else about the book is boring. Anyway, let's just go through this one at a time. I'll try not to take too much time on each movie, but I keep getting packs, like laugh packs and movie packs, 3 or 4 movies at a time. That kind of makes it a little bit more worth your while, because obviously you can torrent things. I just like having DVDs, man. I don't know what's wrong with me. So, here we have 4-movie laugh pack. It has Animal House, Fast Times, Ridgemont High, Dazed and Confused, and Weird Science. I've never seen Weird Science. I saw Animal House once, so I'm not going to be commenting on those movies. Now, Fast Times, Ridgemont High, and Dazed and Confused. Interestingly enough, I watched both of these movies this morning, so it's rather fresh in my mind. And these movies are basically just about completely responsible for the social norms of high schoolers and college students, mainly high schoolers. Both of these movies take place in high school. Fast Times at Ridgemont High is the earlier movie. I will mention that the football player in this movie, he has a 33 symbol on his jacket. I take that as a calling card of masonry. That might sound ridiculous, but it would make complete sense. I mean, Fast Times at Ridgemont High was a very intelligently crafted piece of sexually subversive propaganda. At the beginning of the film, you have these girls working at the mall. One of them is encouraging her friend to hook up with this older guy. She's 15 years old. She tells the guy that she's 18. He takes her to the point, fucks her brains out, and doesn't call her again. Yada yada. Another notable theme in the plot is that the guy's best friend, there's the nerdy nice guy. His best friend, shows up to a couple of his dates with this girl, and he's way more cool and easygoing. His best friend fucks this girl after the first time they meet. And then, she has to get an abortion, and the guy is a dick. So she ends up realizing at the end of the film that she'd rather be with the nice guy. So just kind of your strategic, or your standard, rather, women whoring it up. Everybody acting like that's just how it is. The pussy nice guy, it all works out for him in the end, because he gets to date the girl that fucked his best friend, after the first time they ever hung out. I love the movie because of Sean Penn. Sean Penn's character is fucking hilarious. I wish the movie was more about him. But, he'll always be funny. Aloha, Mr. Han. I love the part where it's like, why do you insist on always being late to my class? I don't know. And then he writes it on the board. He's like, I don't know. I love that. I'm going to leave this up all day for all my other students to see. Giving all the credit to you, Mr. Spicoli. All right. Like he just doesn't get that the teacher's berating him. Anyway, it's I'd have to say between Dazed and Confused and Fast Times at Ridgemont High, that movie is probably more. I'd see this movie as more harmless. This is just your standard women are whores and it's normal. That's going on in Dazed and Confused as well. But what really bothers me about Dazed and Confused is it seems like the message is all about conformity. Again, I just watched this again this morning. It's all about conformity. The guy explains to the freshman after he gets paddled, hey man, you should come to the party tonight. Are you sure that's a good idea? Because he gets paddled by the seniors. Oh no, it's fine, man. It's a really cool move. You know, people are going to, you're going to look really cool, that it doesn't bother you, that the senior class paddled your fucking ass. And then you have all the women aerating, you know, all the hazing going on, the freshmen trying to be accepted by the older classes. And part of the reason that message pisses me off is because I watched this movie when I was in high school. I definitely feel that the movie had that kind of an effect on me. I wish I didn't listen to the seniors in my high school. They were all fucking idiots. I grew up to realize I was smarter than most of them, and that I wish I, you know, didn't try to fit in. I didn't try to conform. And that's really the message of this movie, is conform. The nerds should try to conform to the cool kids so they can go to the parties. The freshmen should conform to the seniors, you know, so they can have a good high school career. They make a point to show that when the freshman girl doesn't air raid, the senior bitch is going to try to make her life a living hell. This film is selling to you conformity, giving you the social standards. It's saying, this is the way it is. If you want to be cool, if you want to get laid, that's how it works. Don't be a weird kid who isolates himself, and because that's what's going to happen if you don't go with the norm. So I probably won't spend as much time in other movies as these two. They're just a representation of societal norms. This is the way society is, and the movie's just showing it to you? Or do these movies just want to reaffirm in your mind the social norms that they have set for society? And of course, I would think the latter. So that's all I got for those. Spicoli's fucking hilarious in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I try to just grit my teeth and cringe through the beta pussy soy boy who just can't wait to smell his friend's fingers after he's done with his date. Okay, moving on. So, Austin Powers 1 and 2. Austin Powers, Man of International Mystery, Spy Who Shagged Me. I got absolutely nothing for this. I recently ordered this. I think these movies are funny. I think they're pretty innocent. I think this is a pretty good example of just an easygoing. You know, they make some commentary on how the 70s were compared to today. You know, he hooks up with the girl in the hot tub. She's like, well, did you at least wear a rubber? It's like, no, those are for sailors. Or I haven't watched it in a long time. He says something like that. So if there's anything subversive in this movie, they're trying to say, you're stuck in the 70s, Austin Powers. This is the 90s where, you know, feminism and shit. That's basically all I have to say about this movie. It's funny. Dr. Evil is fucking hilarious. So that's all I have to say about that. Not especially deep. Now then, here we go. Here's a comedy buster pack with Anchorman, unrated, uncut, and uncalled for. Not funny. I always thought Anchorman was funny. I was really confused when I put this on. I'll tell you this much. For this particular movie, the unrated version fucking sucks. They put in like stupid poo-poo pee-pee jokes. It's like, oh, it's rated R, dude. High five, bro. It's not funny. It's like they add a few fuck words and make a joke about a chocolate squirrel. There's a scene where he eats a cat shit. That was kind of funny. It's like, I'm just going to eat the whole shit. I'm just going to eat the whole thing. This movie is major feminist propaganda. I watched it a couple days ago. That's the whole thing. Corningstone's going to be the anchor. And they just absolutely, that's the funniest part of the movie, is them all sexually harassing her. I'm going to have to go ahead and pick up the original one. This fucking unrated version sucks. Because it is kind of funny. The other one's kind of funny. But it's super sneaky feminist subversion. They manipulate you throughout the film. And by the end of the film, oh, it turns out that the woman can be a news anchor. And these guys are all ridiculous misogynists. You know, it kind of reminds me of the humor in The Office, where actually everything Michael Scott does is pretty red-pilled, but they make him look like an idiot. It's like, oh, look at the privileged white male trying to, like, relate to his coworkers. Isn't it just fucking awkward and hilarious? So, this movie, the original, I remember being pretty funny. That one guy, what's that short manlet? What's his name? Phil Rudd. I just think he's funny all the time. I don't know what's wrong with me. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. Feminist subversion. So, Ben Stiller, Zoolander. You'd think there's nothing interesting to say about this, but this might be the most interesting movie in the entire fucking stack. What's interesting about Zoolander? How about the plot about MK Ultra mind control assassins? And you might just think, whoa, that is the plot of the movie. They're basically just taking you behind the curtain and showing you how MK Ultra subversion works. I mean, they're basically confessing to the reality of the situation. Was it really male models? No. They're taking you behind the curtain of the Monarch MK Ultra brainwashing program and teaching you literally exactly how it works. The way it's triggered by relax, don't do it, the triggers, the brainwashing, all of it, dude. It's fucking fascinating that they made this movie. And if you've seen the sequel, I saw it on Valentine's Day in theaters. Fucking garbage. Maybe the worst movie I've ever seen. They just tried to hold it up with cameos. It has a very weird, bizarre, occult plot where they try to say some shit about the Garden of Eden, Adam, Eve, and Steve. It's fucking weird, dude. I haven't even really gotten to the bottom of Zoolander, to be honest with you. There's something bizarre about this movie. And I will say really quick before I move on, when they do the walk-off scene, Owen Wilson's character prays to the Great Spirit. And here's something I've been noticing in movies. Anytime a movie brings up any kind of a spirituality, there's some sort of a spiritual guy in the movie, it's never Christianity. It's always Eastern. It's always the Great Spirit. You'll see more of that when I go through more DVDs. So let's keep moving on. Kingpin, this movie was funny. It has Bill Murray. I like Bill Murray. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't have anything to say about that one right now. Neverending Story 1 and 2. The sequel fucking blows, but I did recently watch it, and here's what I'll say. First scene of the movie, the kid holds a knife above his head in front of a table. Anybody? Magician. Tarot cards. First of the arcana. The movie has all these scenes from the tarot cards, man, and you should have seen the first Neverending Story. This is a highly, highly occultic, symbolic film. When I was an occultist, dude, I couldn't shut up about this fucking movie. And now that I'm a Christian, I also can't shut up about this movie because it's fucking evil and subversive. And basically, the guy at the bookstore is some sort of a demon or something. He's some sort of a subversive. The kid goes into the bookstore and he steals the book. And the guy smiles after he steals the book. So that's a great start. They're trying to like share some values with the kids. Like, hey kids, sometimes you gotta steal the book when the fucking clerk isn't looking. And the clerk's happy that the kid stole the book. So we're off to a great start. Mom is dead. Dad's an asshole. His real life sucks. Material world sucks. Let's go to the crazy fucking Neoplatonic idealistic realm. How about that, kids? I'm just kind of over-exaggerating. Let's get to the real shit, okay? The Orin on the book, the two snakes eating each other, that's the Ouroboros. That's a highly famous occultic symbol. When he sees himself in the mirror, that's either your shadow archetype, your Jungian shadow archetype, or your higher self. And then finally at the end of the movie, when he names the priestess, he shouts out Moonchild, which is a book by Aleister Crowley! Yeah! So, what do I have to say about Neverending Story? Tarot card symbolism, your Jungian self, idealism, stealing, and I love it. It's a great movie, man, and the sequel was so fucking bad. Like, if you want to have a laugh at a party or something, throw on the sequel, man. It fucking sucks really bad. Like, the first half is funny to watch, and then by the second half, you're like, wow, this isn't even unintentionally funny. This is just fucking bad. I feel like there's something else I can say, man. It's like, when I was an occultist, I would just go on and on and on. I'm pretty sure Jay Dyer's book goes into this movie a little bit. It's just occult wankery, you know, Kundalini, the dragon, I don't know. It's just all that kind of bullshit. I like it. I like the movie. I'll have to maybe make a separate video just for that, because we could really go deep on that. Rocky. So I love the first Rocky movie. I like the sequels as well. But I'll tell you what, man. That girl, look at that. Look at this fucking cover, man. He's holding his woman down. And he's pretty much an autist. And she's an autist. The girl's brother made her insecure. Says she's all dried up. She's a house spider. She never goes out. So it's actually kind of a black-pilled movie, man. Like, Rocky pretty much knows that women are shit. He talks to some girl from his neighborhood and explains to her, hey, why are you hanging out with them deadbeat guys? You know, you hang out with them guys like that, you're going to end up like that. And she says, hey, Rocky, kiss my ass or whatever. And, you know, she doesn't give a fuck. He's the guy who's bitter and jaded towards the world. Things haven't gone his way. He's washed up. And his relationship with Adrian just gives me some fucking hope, man. The way that he has to do all the work. She's so shy. The first kiss, he practically has to, like, force himself on her. Fucking, dude, this movie's so red-pilled. Like, if you touch this to a liberal skin, they'll just start hissing and shit, dude. Because, this movie gives me hope, man. You know, really not even outside of politics and everything. Just about life, I can relate to this movie. My favorite scene is when Mick comes. All of a sudden, Mick wants to be his trainer now that he's got a shot. He's talking about his prime. Rocky won't look at the picture. Man, I can just relate to that so much. Because, you know, I've put my heart and soul into something that I've come a long way in and I haven't found success in it. You know, this movie could basically be me. I feel like someday everything could work out for me and all of a sudden everybody gives a fuck. I love that scene where he's yelling at him, what about my prime? I'm going to get my fucking head knocked in, because he knows he's going to lose because he didn't have the right people around. He didn't have the right upbringing. It's like, yeah, he has the potential. He got the shot. He knows he's going to fucking lose. He knows he doesn't stand a chance. So, this movie is just a good movie. It doesn't, I'm trying to make it fashy or something. It's just a good movie. Adam Sandler movies. They're great. They're fucking great, dude. Adam Sandler's, he's one of my favorite Jews. I mean, these movies are propaganda on some level, I'm sure. But I'll tell you what, just about every one of these movies has a tranny joke. There's a scene in Click where it fast forwards and his office assistant is a man and he makes eye contact with him and points at him, and he's like, no! And it's trying to be such a serious movie, too. Click is fucking weird, dude. Christopher Walken says that he's the angel of death. He tempts him with the black magic of the remote. It's just like the djinn. The djinn tricks you into wishing for things that you don't want that ruin your life. Christopher Walken straight up tells him he's the angel of death. He's a fucking demon. He gets tempted by a demon into using black magic to fuck his life up. And what does red-pilled, based, fucking fashy king of the white ethno-state Adam Sandler do at the end of the movie? He fucking throws the black magic in the garbage, bro, because that's where it belongs. Is that what the movie was trying to say? I don't know, dude. I'm so nostalgic for Adam Sandler. That's what I want it to be saying. But I'm serious. And the fact that he says he's the angel of death, like, kind of a fucking deep movie, okay? Big Daddy, fucking hilarious, dude. I'll tell you what, when Buscemi plays the, Buscemi? That's how it is. Buscemi plays the homeless guy. When he's, like, riding down the hill in his homeless guy cart, he's like, hey, you owe me a sausage McMuffin. And then he crashes into a rock and screams. That's fucking funny, dude. That reminds me of, like, when I used to think shit was funny before the world was a shitty place. 50 First Dates. You know, this was the one movie I actually didn't want to watch on this DVD because I remember not liking it. It's a fucking good love story, dude. The guy, like, slays pussy, and he finds this girl who, like, can't remember, so it's like he's having a one-night stand over and over. It's kind of a sad movie. Has a killer soundtrack. There's something wholesome about Adam Sandler movies, man. He always plays this cheesy character who's like, oh, you know, I'm just working on my poetry and I just play a little guitar, and every girl is wide-eyed and, like, ready to fuck him and marry him right there when he does his cheesy little fucking poems like he does in Mr. Deeds. It's giving you an irresponsible message. These movies, where's my other Adam Sandler movies? The Wedding Singer. Bro, these movies shill the nice guy shit. Like, oh, she's gonna get with the nice wedding singer who doesn't make any money. It's like, nah, that's bullshit. Oh, well, 50 First Dates is just weird. Mr. Deeds, he's a billionaire. Oh, this nice guy just inherits $1 billion and gets the girl. Big Daddy. Oh, he's like raising this kid for some reason, and then he gets the girl because of the kid. And dude, every single Adam Sandler movie. Then I have, of course, Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. I like Adam Sandler movies, man. They're just kind of no-brainers. They have stupid love plots. That's the most subversive things about these movies, is they try to teach you that being the nice guy, in the end you get the girl. That is false. Everything else, overall, I can't hate Adam Sandler, dude. He has this little clique of his friends in all of the movies. There's always these little, like, family messages. The end of every movie, he gets married and has a family. I'm rocking with Adam Sandler, bro. He's one of the good ones. Okay, Jack Black. Jack Black is a Jew. I don't know if you know that. I just think he's funny.